Hello, I'm really excited about a new feature that has just been merged on the Quarkus MCP Server project. I'm referring to the CLI Adapter support, and I would like to demonstrate it to you. The CLI Adapter is an extension that adapts any existing Quarkus CLI out there to an MCP server. So then you can hook it to your favorite MCP client like Claude or Goose and use all the functionality provided by those commands through MCP. Now, how this works is that the extension during build time triggers some bytecode manipulation and finds the top command of the CLI and adds the option --mcp. When users use the --mcp option, instead of invoking the regular CLI commands, they do start an MCP server that exposes the commands through the MCP protocol. For the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to create a new app that I will call Hello Tecton, and I'm going to use the Quarkus Tecton CLI and adapt it to MCP. Before I do that, I would like to just build the project and then show you how the Quarkus Tecton CLI looks like. By the way, the Quarkus Tecton CLI can be added to any project using a command like this. It's a plugin, a CLI plugin. So in this case, I'm adding that. And I can use it through the Quarkus Tecton subcommand, which is provided by the plugin. When I use help, I can see that it provides subcommands like task, pipeline, generate, and whatnot. And to give it an actual spin, I will use the generate command in order to generate Tecton resources for my project. When the command ends, I will find a folder called .tecton at the root of my current project, and inside it I will find a YAML and a JSON with Tecton tasks, pipeline, and auxiliary resources. Just to give you a glimpse, it provides config maps, persistent volume claims, tasks, and more. And the goal here is to modify that CLI and expose all these commands that we see through the MCP protocol. So I'm going to go to the Quarkus Tecton project, and I'm going directly inside the CLI module, opening the pom.xml, and what I'm going to do is that I will add here the dependency of the CLI adapter. I will copy and paste it from the documentation, and I will modify the version, and I will use the 999 snapshot because, as I mentioned, it has just been merged to the project, so there is no release yet. Also, from what I'm seeing here, the group ID is wrong, it's missing a P. Did I mention that it was just merged? Yeah. And I'm going to rebuild in order to get the MCP support. This is the only thing that I need to do. Everything else will be done by the CLI adapter itself. So no code changes, no configuration changes, just adding the dependency to the project. The UberJor is getting built, so in a couple of seconds it should be ready, and I should be able to use that. Perfect. Let me go back to the demo folder, to Hello Tecton, and let me try the --help command because I want to show you the newly added option, which is --mcp. there it is. So the next step is to modify my Goose configuration in order to add the Quarkus Tekton MCP server to Goose. And for this, I'm going to use Goose configure, and I'll just say that I will be using OpenAI. Yes, do that. It failed for some reason, I'm not sure why. Let me try and skip the tiering thing. Yep, use the default, all the defaults. Perfect. And now I'm going to use configure again because I will add an extension, and I will add a command line extension which I will call Quarkus Tekton MCP, and the command is Quarkus Tekton -MCP. I'm going to use the default description no, environment variables no, and I will start a new Goose session now, and we'll try to use the Quarkus Tekton CLI through MCP. So let me just ask Goose to list all the available Tekton tasks. And behind the scenes, it invokes the task list command, which is the equivalent of calling Quarkus Tekton task list. And we do get a list of the available tasks that are part of the project but are not yet installed to the cluster. And let me also try to tell it to install Tekton task maven and see what it will do. In this case, it calls the Tekton task command, and it specifies as a parameter the name of the task, and it says that it is already installed. I'm not sure what actually is the truth, so I will exit and try to call the command from the outside Tekton list. So from what I'm seeing, it was just that Tekton gave me a misleading answer, because it says that Tekton is already installed. However, from the output of the actual Tekton list command, I understand that indeed it was not listed at first, but it was installed when I asked it to. So it's not an MCP issue per se, it's how Goose interpreted the response of the actual command. So let me give you an idea of how the Tekton install command actually looks like. So if you use the help command for the Quarkus Tekton task install, you see that it accepts as an option the name of the task. Where is that? As an option, the name of the task, but also it accepts the ability, the task name, the ability to install all. So this is an option, or to optionally pass a namespace, target output dir, and stuff like that. And this is important because in the example that we've seen above, we saw that it correctly passed the Tekton task name, which is an argument to the command. But let's also see how it works if we try to use options. And in this case, I will try to use the all option, and I will ask it to install all tasks and see how it works. Install all Tekton tasks available to the project. And in this case, we see that the option was converted to the all, let's say, tool argument and was passed to the actual command. And it worked, and I can also verify that by going outside and using the actual Tecton task list command to see that now the commands indeed have been listed. The main reason that I'm cross-checking and verifying on every single step what is going on is that in some cases the LLM might hallucinate and give me a response without actually calling the tool. However, for Goose specifically, I have the ability to see in the output that it did call the task install tool. So yeah, there's another way to verify how things are going. To summarize, what we've seen is that we use the Quarkus Tecton CLI, and then we added to the CLI project the MCP Server CLI Adapter. And what it gave us is a new option, the --MCP, which can be used in order to access the CLI capabilities using the MCP protocol with no code configuration or anything like that. Really excited. It saves me ton of work, and I hope it's also useful for you. Till the next recording, I hope you enjoy that. Bye bye.